to the point where we'll take the action. Here's the secret to limiting beliefs. Here's how you overcome them. You do it. A lot of people have a limiting belief that they can't close in a listing appointment. If I ask for the bit, right? I can't ask for the business. That's too pushy. I hear this. If I hear this again, so help me God. I hear it all the darn time, right? That they can't close. They can't close. It's too pushy. They can't close. They can't close, right? And I go, listen, just do this for me. Give this a shot. Close. Ask this question. Will you sign the contract? And then come to me and tell me what they said. And if they object, we'll work through it. And if they sign, you won. You either win or you learn. Now, a lot of that we have to work through the mindset of the person getting through all of this crap that's compiled over their entire life about why that's pushy and their mom said this and blah, 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 right? And we get through it and they finally just close and they go, oh my God, I signed the listing. And you go, great, can you do it again? And they go, well, yeah, I think so. And you go, great, and then can you do it again? And go, yeah, I think so. It's riding a bike. It's all the same thing. The thing is, you don't realize that you have the ability to unlock all these things. The first thing is to be self-aware of the fact that they exist, right? And identifying your own limiting belief. Wait a second, we just went full circle. Commit to self-mastery. It's knowing your strengths and weaknesses, right? Limiting beliefs present weaknesses in your life. You can't overcome some of them by identifying what the thought process and limitation is and then accessing this formula that you've already utilized throughout your life to break through. Does that make sense? Ahas on limiting beliefs. What do you think?
Get over yourself.
Get over yourself. I love it. Yeah.
Overcoming fear by doing it.
Yeah. You overcome fear by doing it. Right? That's exactly right.
Win or learn.
Win or learn. You either win or you learn. Yeah. Now, I'll give you one other thing that athletes do, right? Athletes visualize themselves winning before they ever do it. Right? You ever watch a golfer? What do you think this was? What is this? What is the golfer doing? They're visualizing the shot. Now, I asked Diana Kokoski a question. I said, Diana, how is it that you took 160 out of 162 listings and no one else has ever done that? That we know of. She said, I went into every appointment with the mindset, this listing is mine if I choose. And I visualized them standing up, shaking my hand, and signing the contract. It's that simple. Hey, listen, he didn't win, and guess who came back, though, this week on tour? Tiger Woods. That is a vicious competitor, and he's back. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. He's back mentally. You want to see what visualization looks like in physical form? Watch him play golf. He visualizes every single thing. Because the reason why I studied psychology in undergrad, I wanted to go into grad school to become a sports psychologist. Literally every program in the world was full, so I went to law school. The programs were full. I was also a fool. There you go. So that being said, I wanted to become a sports psychologist because of the people that worked with Tiger Woods. Because I learned about what they did. It's funny, I'm a coach now, and I studied psychology. My wife studied business, and she sells real estate. So we actually do what we studied. So that being said, right, the visualization technique is a powerful thing to overcome the limitation. Set your mind in the right place. Remember, your RAS is really powerful too. If you tell this is how affirmations work, right? My affirmation I use every day is I attract talented people into my world every day. I was a team leader for 4 years. I hire for our sales team every day, my wife and I. Right? I'm constantly looking for talent for different roles throughout our company, so I attract talented people into my world every day. Right? Here's the thing. What did I tell my RAS just to look for?
Talented people.
Talented people. Your brain can be hacked. You have a sixth sense. It's called your reticular activating system. If you tell it what to do, it will find it. You ever walk through the grocery store and this happened? That ever happened? You're sitting at the bar, somebody goes, that ever happened? Right? You never had that thought? You heard it from across the grocery store. Somebody just say real estate, right? Okay. When you first got your license, you're driving down the street and you see every sign on properties, you're like, man, there's a lot of listings out here. 3 months later, you're like, no, there's no listings out here. Anyway, that's a joke. So, right, you started seeing signs everywhere, right? When you bought your car, you saw your car everywhere, right? There were 3,012 of my car made. It's right there. It's the 328M package on the BMW from 2015. There's only 3,012 328i's with an M package that were made. That's it. You know how many I've seen? I think like 50 I've counted. Because my Raz is looking for the darn car. That's how powerful the thing is, I promise you. Right? That's in the world, by the way, they're 3,012, right? Whatever it is, it's not a high number, and I've seen 50. Maybe the same guy just driving around, I don't know, right? And yet, that's the point. You see it. Whatever you put in your mind, you'll find, right? That's it. That's an original. I don't know if it's good enough to quotable yet, but however, whatever you put in your mind, you'll find. That is true, right? Tell your mind what you're looking for, and pick a good thing to look for. Right? Because even in that moment where your brain goes, everything's tough, this is hard, blah, 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 right? If you let that thought stay, that's what your brain's going to focus on. That's how small this battle is. And that's how big this battle is in your own mind. Those little tiny things, right, every day. See if you can be more positive in your thinking than negative throughout a day. That's where you start. Then you go, how many days in a row can it just be positive? Then it's, how can I take my mind back? How do I get in control? And I find what I want. Right? It starts with removing the limiting beliefs. All right, be accountable. Gary just goes right at you here. Says, are you a victim or are you accountable? Right? You notice how he didn't say there's an in-between. Right? He says you're a victim or you're accountable. Right? And here's what he says. He says, victims don't seek reality, fight reality, blame, personal excuses, wait and hope. Accountability, seek reality, acknowledge reality, owns it, finds solutions, gets on with it. Here's what Diana says. This has been really powerful for me as a coach. She says, are you the cause or the effect in your life? Are you the cause or the effect in your life? The effect is the victim. Why me? Everything's it's awful, right? The cause is the person that says, I'm accountable. I'm going to own it and get on with it. Are you the cause or are you the effect? You know, here's what's interesting. Whenever we can get to the slide, it's so good that we're just going to keep going back and forth. I want to show you the slide with Mo Anderson yet. There we go. Accountable. Mo Anderson said that there's 4 different areas that she wanted to mentor: financial, spiritual, physical, and business. What's so important about this is how many of us seek a guru to help us with everything? Right? Is there anybody else look for the mentor, the person that's going to help you everywhere? Right? Or is it just me that had that fruitless endeavor in my life? Right? You can't have one person that's going to be all things, right? You ever heard the saying, you can't be all things to all people, right? It's pretty true, right? So there's people that like, Nelson Mandela is probably like all things. Anyway, so there's some people that might have nailed that. And yet, spiritual, financial, physical, business, you notice how she has somebody everywhere to hold her accountable. And it's not the same person. Does that make sense? You guys ever gone to the doctor and they're overweight? Anyway, I digress. So, you know, you really want, it's just things that, you know, just, that's not the physical person I want holding me accountable. That's what I'm saying. Health-wise, maybe they know what they're talking about. With my health and my physicality, no. My personal trainer, who's a fitness model, yes, she can hold me accountable. All right? She knows what she's doing. All right? She trains my wife and I. Without a doubt, she's the person that we're going to go to. Right? The doctor that we've gone to, I actually fire every doctor that's overweight. I think it's malpractice. Now, that being said, right, there you go. There's another limiting belief I think that people think is crazy, because I didn't hear any laughter. Who do you have in each category? Who do you have in each category? Do you have anybody in each category? Right? By the way, here's the little hack here. They could be dead, and you could never meet them. Jim Rohn is one of my mentors. Zig Ziglar is one of my mentors. John Maxwell is one of my mentors. He's alive, and I've never met him. Okay? Les Brown, Bishop T.D. Jakes, Eric Thomas, Tony Robbins, Diana Kokoska. Right now, some of these people I have met. Tony DeCello. A lot of them I haven't. That's the power of YouTube. Podcasts, right? Motivational, inspirational speakers, books on tape, right? Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer changed the way I think about life. If you haven't heard Wayne Dyer, get yourself some Wayne Dyer. Okay? That guy thinks differently, period, end of story. His first book is called Erroneous Zones. It was written 40 years ago, and it's one of the most valid books that you'll ever read.
Dwyer?
Dyer.
Dyer.
Yep. D-Y-E-R. Wayne Dyer. Let's talk about the power of intentionality and thought. He is a powerful son of a gun, that guy. Okay? These are some really, Mel Robbins, the woman that created the 5-second rule. Wow, is that good? It's good, right? Now, who are your mentors? You know, I teach a class where the last slide is all these people's faces, and there's 85 faces on the slide because I couldn't fit other people, right? Ryan Holiday, I will read every book this guy writes. The Obstacle is the Way, I think, is required reading for human beings. It's so good. It's so good on mindset, right? So it's a powerful thing, and yet, you know, I love Gary Vaynerchuk. A lot of people don't. I love the guy. I love the passion. The cursing, not so much, right? It's because I think he can communicate it differently. That's okay. I love the passion, though, right? So who are your mentors? Who are you learning from? Who are the people? Who are the people in your box? Right? I love what it says in the last question. By what date are you going to add them? Right? Here's the thing. You probably have heard somebody, I know nobody in this room, and yet you probably heard somebody say, I'm not into all that rah-rah. You ever heard somebody say that? Right? Man, those people make me mad. Don't they make you mad, the people that say that? Right? Here's what's funny, because you guys turn on the TV, maybe, right? You guys turn on the TV, watch the Super Bowl? Right, in the room? You guys get pretty excited? Was it audible? Isn't that rah-rah? Yeah. See, we like it when it's celebrating and it's sports. We tell people we're not into it when it's personal growth. Sports, I'll go drink a beer, go crazy, I love everything. Right. Tony Robbins, Diana comes on, Bowl gets in, I'm into all that rah-rah stuff. I don't do that. I'm just, right? Here's the deal. The most successful people in the world live on it. If you take one thing from today, it's get into all that rah-rah. Buy into all that rah-rah. Your life will change like that. Or don't, and keep living in negativity. That's your choice. That conversation has driven me. I was a team leader for 4 years, okay? In Market Center that did pretty well competing at you guys in here. Anyway, that being said, right, we had a lot of people, and I heard that a lot. Right? It drives me insane. Shift that mindset. If you shift nothing else, get into it. Get into it. Great. Here's the other thing. The company has made the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book into a calculator and 7 tools. They can't make the book easier. It's the Career Growth Initiative. And if you're not using this yet, you've got to get into it. You've got to track your numbers. How many people are using CGI? Okay? So we got some opportunity. Right? We got some opportunity with CGI. Right? You got to read the Millionaire Real Estate Investor book. You got to activate your CGI. It's a simplistic conversation. Okay, ahas. This is ahas from accountability and the whole thing. The whole enchilada.
The battle's won or lost in your mind, and this is 2 pieces for me, and you know, create your reality, make it a real.
Battles won or lost in your mind, and if you're going to create your own reality, make it a good one. Great. What else?
I think as easily has much of a priority it is to be accountable and have good accountability in your life, it's also about removing negative accountability. If you have people around you that are constantly negative all the time, constantly bringing you down, and basically supporting that negative accountability, get them out.
Yeah. Yeah. What else?
There's a lot here. There's a lot of this. Start somewhere. Start with one of them. You don't have to do all 6 right away. Don't think you got to do it all.
Yeah.
Start with one and then move on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing with family reunion, right? If you walk out of family reunion, you go, I'm doing all of that stuff, right? You're gonna be, you'll be passed out in the corner, you know, huddling in 3 days, right? Pick 1 or 2 things, right, to activate. You know, this is you're watching live version of the 10,000 hour rule, right? 5 coaches, right? You know, being a team leader for 4 years, I coached 30 hours a week. Coached for 3 years, right? So I'm just in this conversation. You know what I mean? I've read 500 leadership books, right? Like just in it. The podcast, I listen to an hour-long podcast every day. I've done that for 4 years. Make sense? Right?
Each one of those would come under your 10,000 hour program. Because you have 10,000 hours for this, 10,000 hours for that.
Yep.
So forth. They're all building upon the first hour.
Yep. Yep. That's right. Anything else, guys? Yep.
You mentioned that Maps Coach is the largest coaching system in the world. That was, we're thinking about agent meetings and know the KW story, know your market center story, your own story. That's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, well, 5% of the real estate agents took bold in October and November of last year. Those 5% of agents took 21% of the listings for the entire company and wrote 49% of the contracts for the entire company. 5% took 21% of the listings and wrote 49% of the contracts for the whole company. That's an IQ test. That's not a joke, that's an IQ test. If you don't take bold, you're dumb. I'm not gonna look at anybody. Okay, it's an IQ test. Those numbers, I've taken it 6 times, and Wes graduated 5. We just had 5 team members graduate the last 2 days. You know, and again, those numbers are so powerful to tell somebody. Somebody goes, well, I don't have the time. You don't have the time for this? 49% of the contracts written in the entire company were written by 5% of the people. What were the rest of us doing, number 1? Number 2, that's powerful, right? So, go ahead.
I heard the Diana, I appreciate the reminder, that she carries around a list of questions she interviewed and asked if she ran into the person. Kind of brilliant. One of the things my coach and I were talking about, who the 5 people you most want to hang around with. The idea is to visualize who they may not be in your sphere right now. Maxwell, she wanted him to coach, that
Yeah.
idea. And so I want to be thinking more closely how I might move into that arena and have questions of them. So I thought it was really cool.
It's funny, if you're prepared, right, opportunity will come.
Exactly.
Right? When you have the opportunity, it's not time to prepare. Right? You know, so if you have the questions, it's so weird. Oh, wait a second. What we're doing is telling our RAS to look for the opportunity to get with people and create the opportunity to interview them.
That was the other thing, the subconscious, you said 10 times more powerful than
Yep.
rest. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah. Well, it's 10,000 times more powerful than your active conscious.
Oh, it got
Your,
worse.
your subconscious mind directs
Oh.
everything you do until you take control. Right? And by the way, walk out of here today, outside of this room, of people that are learning based, and congratulations for doing that, because this makes you better, right? And take one thing away and implement it immediately, or this was worthless for me. You implementing something is what matters, right? And yet, walk around and look at people today for the rest of the day. They're floating. They're just... That's subconscious. That's not a conscious human being. That's a zombie, right? You've got to get out of that, right? And so you getting out of that is what you're doing right now. The rest of the world, it's funny, right? You ever see, like, it reminds me of The Matrix. Truthfully. It reminds me of the movie The Matrix, right? It's like, almost you're like, what is happening? People are not plugged in to actually understanding they can control it all. Right? And you start seeing it all differently. I'm just going to tell you, it's going to happen. The more you start learning, the more you start growing, the more you'll start seeing it differently. Now, you have two options, right? Bernie Madoff, okay, was not a good guy. Got really rich, right? And became a really bad guy. Money doesn't make you anything other than more of what you already are. Warren Buffett was a really good guy. Got really rich, became a really great guy. Okay? So when you're empowered with a growth mindset, you can be a person that stands up in front of a room and delivers it and pours into other people and coaches and trains and gives back to the world. Or you can be a person that takes everything from the world. That's your choice too. Just a thought. Right? Because once you unlock these things, you got to help other people. Each one teach one. We're here to help others, right? Anything else? Any final thoughts? Any closing thoughts, guys? I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Matt.
Sure.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, get ready for next month. We're going to have another Wealth Building Wednesday. We'll promote it. It'll be usually the second Wednesday of the month, unless there is something big going on at KW that gets in our way. But we have a potential of another great special guest. So I want you guys to know, bring your friends. I'm surprised this isn't packed out for him. You know, and maybe the word will get out now from you guys. But just wanted to let you guys know, bring your friends, invite people in your office and family. I don't care, whatever. Bring people here, because this is good stuff, right? Learn something today?
Yes.
Pretty fun, pretty fun. All right, go get them. Sell, sell, sell.
Thank you, John.